Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 52 of Like, Share, Follow. And this week I have Katie Mateus, who is the founder and CEO of Trash Marketing and a USC grad who studied social media. So, how are you going, Katie?
Yeah, really good. Good. You?
Good. And so, before we went to air, we were talking about what you've been doing since you graduated. But the funny thing is, you can't remember actually the year that you graduated. So, yeah. But you were telling me about the interesting journey that you had through your studies to find your way now. So you began in studying aviation.
Music was the first one,
Oh, music,
actually.
music was your first, was your first little adventure. So yeah,
Yeah.
and then what happened?
And so, yeah, that was, I wanted to be a professional cellist, but I guess just wasn't sort of what I thought it was going to be. So I changed over to aviation. Pretty natural progression, isn't it?
Like it's so different, but maybe there are lots of like people in aviation who play musical instruments.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. It's a diverse crowd for sure. So I just studied that for about 3 years, worked for an airline in the safety department for a while. And when it came up to all I had left was the flight training. And I just decided I'd worked in the industry for a little while. I decided it wasn't really for me. So I changed over to design, which is, again, a bit of a deviation. Um, I did some design at QUT and then switched over to creative writing because I thought maybe that was more my more my route. By that time, I'd moved back to the Sunshine Coast. So I switched over to USC and I tried design there. But that's where I found, I sort of started doing a bunch of different subjects and some advertising subjects in there. And that's when I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I really like this. So I sort of switched to a Bachelor of Communications. My major was creative advertising, and then a minor in creative writing and social media. And that's what I got.
Excellent. That's how we met. So when you're doing social media.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And so now, like how now you run your own agency. So tell me about Trash. Firstly, tell me how you came up with the name.
Uh,
And then tell me how that evolved over time.
Yeah, sure. A lot of people ask about the name actually. Believe it or not, it literally just popped into my head. I had this really clear idea of what I wanted my brand to be about, what sort of niche I wanted to go for. So we're going for, I'm building my business to be as sustainable as possible. And, where a lot of our practices are based around giving back. We've got a few different initiatives and causes that we give to, and that's going to grow as we grow. And that all part and parcel with that is that the niche that we're going after is e-com businesses who have a similar mindset, similar values, and sell a product online or even have a shop online that addresses some sort of a sustainability issue or an ethics issue. So like sustainable fashion, for example, or like Who Gives a Crap or Zero Co, that kind of brand who are really dedicated to sustainability and ethical practices and socially responsible business. So anyway, I had that in mind, and I had this really clear vision of the aesthetic I wanted. I wanted this like green, really grainy gradient with just a Helvetica font. I was designing all of this, and I just wrote trash. Like it was just the first thing that popped into my head, and I kept designing. And the more I looked at it, I'm like, I actually really like this. I think the whole idea is it's a scroll stopper, like especially for that kind of a niche where we're trying to sort of go against trash and waste. It just sort of popped. I don't know, and I was like, I actually really like this. I'm gonna stick with it. Yeah. So that's us. I mean, it's where it started was this sort of idea, this concept, and we're really building out now. We've started to hire people, building out a team, and I've got an agency white labeling some services for me as well, which actually we should talk about maybe later for people who are thinking about starting their own agency. It's a really good way to, before you have the capacity to hire people, you can get another company to come and white label a few things for you while you grow, and then you can fill that position in-house later. That's where we're at. We're in this period of sort of rapid growth, and it's very exciting.
Yeah. And so you said you started about a year and a half ago, is that right? And you just started as a sole trader freelancing?
Yeah. Technically a partnership. My husband's been helping me with some stuff, so he's sort of the money mind, the business guy. So I've been in marketing for probably about 5 years. I started off actually just before I graduated. The company I work for, which you probably know, is Soul Bar. So they do live music, and they've got some other brands, some bars and restaurants. They had a social media manager who was just doing sort of a few posts a week, some other stuff. She was leaving, and I sort of said, "Oh, that's what I'm studying. Like, I'll do that." So they gave me a go. And yeah, it's sort of just over time, I was kind of nervous. I'd never done it before. I'm like, I'm just doing a couple of posts a week. That's it. And yeah, fast forward like a year later, and I've built out like a whole role there. Really, it all just came from wanting to learn as much as I could and learning a lot at uni, learning a lot online, and just finding like all of these different ways that you can use digital marketing to like get your brand out there. And I just thought, yes, I want to try all of these. So yeah, I guess that's where it all started to really grow out. And I, from there, I started taking a few freelance clients. I decided my specialty was going to be Facebook ads. There was a lot of that doing in for Soul Bar, marketing like that. And yeah, I did this really intensive course, started to get really serious about that. And that's when I decided, well, I'm going to go after some freelance clients just running Facebook ads for people.
Yep.
And so I guess that's sort of where my business started. Just getting a few clients here and there, gradually honing in my skills, and then sort of just deciding I want to build this out a bit further than just me. And every now and again a contractor. I want this to be a proper agency. I want to sort of get back in to that space where I could get excited about strategy and find new ways to market things. So yeah, now hopefully with the growth that we're doing now, I'll have the ability to do that. Well, I have a whole team who specialize in different things, doing the best possible jobs they can, getting the best possible results that they can. And yeah, all working together in this nice little marketing machine.
Yeah, well, that sounds so exciting. It really does. But I guess other marketers are like, yeah, that sounds amazing. And so tell me, what has been some of the best career advice you have been given? Because you've clearly you've built your confidence over time to take on clients, and then now to grow it into an agency. So what has been some of the advice that's really supported you and inspired you to be able to do that?
I think one of the major things is definitely around charging what you're worth. I think when you're starting out, it's really easy to undersell your skills, especially if you're still gaining confidence, and that's fine. You've got to start somewhere. But when you start to think about growing out a team of any size, you need to start thinking about charging enough, because ultimately, if you're just charging a little bit for a bunch of clients, you got to take on more and more to keep yourself afloat. And then you're stretched thin and you're not really giving them the attention that they deserve. And also the time and effort that you need to get a really, really good result for them. And if you're not getting a good result, that will undermine your confidence even more, right? So yeah, really, I mean, if you're charging enough to dedicate the time and to find the right people to get those results that are going to make you and your client really happy, I think, that was sort of some advice that has really helped me be able to grow and to not just grow the business, the team, but the confidence as well. Yeah.
That's great advice. I did a workshop yesterday for social media students at USC to teach them how to set themselves up as freelancers, and we talked about that at length about what to charge. And I said that I was in a clubhouse room just listening, and it was all about that, like how to gain the confidence to ask for what you're worth. And there was a woman on there, and she said just stop being scared about it and speak about it like tell them how much you're worth or how much the job's worth, like you were just asking them to pass you the salt at dinner. So just real matter of fact, that's what it is. Give me the salt, it's worth this much. And that a real light bulb went off for me that way. Like, stop attaching emotion to it and just put it out there.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well, like that's such a good point about not attaching emotion. And I think one of the emotions that's really important not to attach, which we get really caught up in easily, is putting some of your self-worth in that. Like, if they say no, it means you're not worth that. But that's not what it means if they say no. Maybe they can't afford it or it's not in their budget. Trying to remove yourself from making that mean anything about you, I think, is really important. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what do you think sets you and your agency apart from others in landing clients?
Geez, I guess probably actually one major thing is the way that I've learnt to build the agency. So I don't know if you've heard of Kat Howell. Have you
Yeah,
heard of her?
I have. Yep.
Yeah. So she's sort of a major Facebook ads, a font of knowledge. She has a program which is where I learned how to manage Facebook ads initially. It's really thorough. It gave me some incredible skills. She's also got a course that teaches basically people exactly like me who are freelancing that service to build it out into an agency. And what that has meant through like paying for this course and interacting with these trainers and this group, like you get a whole group of people who are going through the same thing and trainers who can help you in each different, there's like a guy who helps with sales, a lady who helps with like building out your Facebook funnel, all these different knowledgeable people who've done it before. I think having that support network and that wealth of knowledge behind me, I think that really sets us apart from a lot of others because it's not just us. I mean, yeah, we're a team working together, but then we're also this whole like group of agencies. If there's anything that's going like not going quite right or that we're not sure about, like immediately you can get an answer and you get all these other people giving you advice. So it's kind of like when somebody hires us, they're hiring a whole bunch of agencies in a way. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty magic.
Yeah. No, that sounds amazing. And
Yeah.
so now let's revisit your university journey. And so, what are some of the skills and knowledge you gained at university that you have found most beneficial in your agency and
Um,
for you to like interact with clients and just do well in business?
yeah, I think definitely just like having the skills and confidence to just go and find out an answer to anything. I knew that like with uni, if there was, it sort of just made me realize that I could learn literally anything. Like just a matter of finding resources, studying, like getting as much information as you can. At uni, you learn how to find that, you learn how to put it into practice. Yeah, and it's sort of, I guess it just really makes you realize that you just kind of got to work hard and put your head into it to really achieve whatever you want. I definitely think that uni did that for me. And conversely, showing you that if you kind of just sit back and coast, like you're not really going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
You've got, yeah, just got to put your head down and work really hard. And
Yeah. I mean, you get out what you put in.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And on the flip side, what are some skills and knowledge you wish you'd gained at university that would have helped you more in your current?
I think one of them is like the ad buying. It would have been kind of great to have some background in that first, but also not really. I mean, it's all there online. This industry, the digital marketing industry, like it's really built on this economy of sharing. There's just this like among the whole industry, this attitude that the more you share, the more benefits you reap, really. And because of that, there's no need to do all of that really niche stuff at uni. Like, yeah, it's just something. One more of those things that you can go out and learn and like dig really deep. I guess another one though is like managing a team. That's something I haven't done before. And while you do youth like group work at uni, I was definitely the person that would always just sit there and let everyone else sort of do their thing. And I was involved, but I would never, if the group decided on something, I'd never go, no, I don't think so. It would always be just like, whatever you guys think. Yep, sure, I'm onto it. Yep, don't worry.
When you're leading a team, you can't do that. Oh my God.
No, exactly. Yeah. And I've noticed that behavior, or that attitude sometimes. I will have that sort of laissez-faire attitude in my agency and it always bites me in the bum. So I really, yeah, not that uni didn't try to teach me that, but that's not something I managed to pick up at uni. That's all.
Yeah, no, that's fair
Yeah.
enough. And so because you're working with social media and digital marketing as a daily thing, and you know it changes every day,
Mm.
what is something that you've picked up, like a skill or a tip or a platform change or just something new that you've noticed in the last 2 weeks that you'd like to share?
Um, in the last 2 weeks, geez, I guess one thing I found really exciting. So I'm not sure if you're aware, but at the moment, the Facebook ads platform is extremely volatile, and a lot of people have been having like major like dips in their campaign success. And because of that, the online communities that I'm a part of have had a lot of discussion around that. And one thing that keeps coming up is that a lot of these ad buyers are having really good success with TikTok ads.
Mm.
Um, and I guess we just when you hear like, oh, really good conversion rates, your ears prick up and you think, oh, I want to try that, get into that. So yeah, it's not something I've dabbled with before. Don't get me wrong, I love TikTok. I waste way too much time on that.
No, me too.
But yeah, in terms of like using the ads platform, I haven't sort of dove in yet. But yeah, I've been hearing in the last couple of weeks that conversion rates are really excellent there. So I'll probably have a little play around in the next few weeks, I think.
Yeah, I've been tempted too, and it's I really like the different types of ads on there as well, and because sometimes you have to sort of look and go, oh, that's actually an ad because
Yeah.
they'll use like someone you follow, an influencer on there, or someone with quite a big audience, but you follow them anyway, and it just looks like their normal native sort of content. And their organic content, and when really, then you see, oh, they're on holiday. They're doing, I think it's like RACV or someone like that. They've paid all these influencers on there, people who I follow, and they're off doing all these road trips around. And I just think it's them traveling, and then I'm like, actually, no, it's not. It's an ad.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, see, I love that. I mean, that's something I find that really beautiful when you can rise to the challenge of like creating a piece of advertising that doesn't look like one, that is actually like value driven, that is actually exciting, that it actually resonates with the audience instead of being interruptive. I think that's poetry.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's, I mean, it's a great, TikTok's really great for that, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I got to get into it.
Yeah. Well, I might actually hit you up and see what you think after you do it, because I've been too scared to try yet. But and I think they keep actually giving you little like ad credits and all sorts of things to give it a go. So
okay. Yeah. I am signed up. I just never have even sort of had a look in. So I really got to get into it.
Yeah. And so tell me, what is some advice you could give to current students, but I prefer now, after I've been schooled on this, that from a graduation ceremony, Lexi Guga, who she gave the final speech at one of the graduation ceremonies this year, and she said a real light bulb went off for her when one of her mentors said, stop talking about yourself as a student, but rather as an emerging professional. So what advice would you give to emerging professionals about how to succeed in their career?
I think in terms of in this industry, it's keep your finger on the pulse. It changes so quickly, changes all the time. Just do everything you can to stay really immersed. You can't just like learn a thing and then go, okay, cool, I've got that now. Off we go. I think, the best thing you can do is always be at the forefront. And then, when you're connecting with other people in the industry and you're speaking about like, where it is now, or maybe you're even speaking about something slightly ahead of the person that you're talking to, that's always really impressive. And especially as a younger person, if you're like just coming out of uni, I think that's a good way to show that you really take initiative and like that you're really immersed in whatever industry it is or whatever, platform it is that you're wanting to niche down into. I think,
that's great advice. And the most important question of the whole interview is, who do you like, share, and follow?
Apart from multiple dog pages, cute dog pages, on bands and musicians and stuff, I think professionally speaking, it would be Kat Howell, who I mentioned before. She's a a major influencing factor, I suppose, in my career. She, it's been probably 5 years since I started. I first came onto her, and really she came into my feed because her retargeting is amazing. But yeah, she's just sort of, I guess, like in terms of not just Facebook ads, but marketing, and also, being an agency owner, she's sort of taught me most of, I guess, guided me through the whole process, really, through her courses and her team. And I just find it really interesting to keep up to date with her. And she posts about all sorts of things. She's quite interesting, really successful, and I like to keep up with her. That's all.
Yeah, mate, could you tag her in the comments, so then other people can check her out as well?
Yeah, good idea. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, sweet.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think we're sort of at the end now of our chat, but do you have any final words for the people watching?
Oh, geez. I guess I don't know. I guess just keep at it. Like, always be prepared to feel like you're freaking out, like you like everybody's sort of a bit of, everyone's ahead of you. Don't be afraid of that imposter syndrome, because we all get it. Just keep at it. Just keep working hard, and stay immersed. And you'll get there. There's so much space for everyone in this industry right now. It's such a supportive industry, and I think it's pretty magic. Just get in there.
That's great advice. And we've had a couple of comments as well throughout our chat. So Professor Acharya, he's in India, and said, Dr. Karen and Ms. Katie are very beautiful, energetic, enthusiastic, confident, caring. Good morning to both of you. Namaste from India.
Oh, that's lovely.
And he said, always delivered beautiful thought and most impressive and informative session herein. And then Anthony Roberto said, greetings from Melbourne, and thanks for your career insights and advice, Katie. Continued success in developing and growing your career and business.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, that's lovely. So thanks to everyone for watching, and thank you to you, Katie. It's been a pleasure catching up with you again. Next week I have Sally Ann Holland, who's a HR consultant from SAH Careers, and Sally studied social media as well. And it's amazing how looking at social media from a HR perspective, not only from how employees use it to represent the company, but using social media to engage with employees internally as well. So it's got so many uses, this social media.
Yeah, isn't it great? Like I said, it's magic.
Yeah. So thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Well, thanks so much, Karen.